Hello, and thank you for joining. It's Make It Happen Monday. It's Vinny Borelli. I'm glad you could join me. I know that everyone's snowed in and probably had a little bit of a challenging day. I know that I couldn't get real far, but anyway, I want to dive right in tonight. Tonight's topic is, I don't know if you've heard before, a lot of my talks on big thinking, big visions. Tonight, as you can see on my whiteboard behind me, we're not going to dive into all this really, but I'm just going to speak to it a little bit more. Tonight is about big thoughts, big thinking, and a lot of the people that think big and have that vision, like we always talk about vision boards. Again, this is repetitive stuff that should be starting to get ingrained because it's the same message we preach with authenticity and true, deliberate, intentional messages. They're coming through Make It Happen Monday. And again, once the seminars, once we can open up, we're going to shoot for January, probably going to be in February. At the seminars, this is going to be the same message that my partners and I are going to be delivering, just like all the other motivational speakers in the world, inspirational thinkers, inspirational talks, thought provokers. Anyway, a lot of the big thinkers, myself included, we're driven by passions. We're driven by like what really is the goals that we want. So by thinking big and not small, we're only here for a short period of time. What are you wasting time for thinking about the small dreams, setting the bar low? If you set the bar low and achieve those goals, it's not the greatest thing. It's mediocrity, right? If you want to be phenomenal and you do the challenges and expand yourself, like the rubber band theory, you need to stretch yourself to set the bar high for big challenges. A lot of people talk about money and how that motivates us, and sure, that's part of it, but money will come. If you're passionate about what you do, the money comes. Big thinkers, we hold that picture in our minds, and we overcome that fear of failure. Again, I was involved in multiple businesses, that have failed, and what did I do? I learned from those. Those are developmental stepping stones. So, you know, it's part of that neural reconditioning that we spoke about weeks ago on the one talk. Neural reconditioning is really changing your vision, changing your experiences daily, changing your tempo each day, setting it up. What's it going to be tomorrow? Start tonight after this call. We all have hardships and struggles, and there's not one, even the most wealthiest people in the world that I spoke to. I trained with some billionaires that they still have the same hardships, problems, you know factors that come at them during the day, negatives and positives, and it's just how they, I should say, react to them, and don't be proactive on the things that are going to come. So next, moving on, you got to eliminate the beliefs and those thoughts, those negative beliefs and thoughts. You have to eliminate those. And I always think about, some of the limiting beliefs that people have. You have to eliminate the limiting beliefs. And here's where I go with this, with the Italian immigrants and other immigrants that have come over. And I use my father for example. They block the possibility of failure out of their minds. They didn't even think about the potential failure. Like my father came over with a briefcase. Now he didn't become a multimillionaire, but he was wealthy enough, middle class life, hard worker, blue collar, union guy, but and didn't even speak English. Quite frankly, he made it through without any help, any assistance, any government assistance, or any welfare, etc., without even speaking English. And how did they do that? A lot of the people in Pittsburgh's Little Italy, where I grew up in Bloomfield, did not have that belief in failure. They just went to work and made it happen. Okay, so, with that being said, don't settle into the acquiescence of mediocrity. Don't settle into the limiting belief. Dream big and then go for that. Do everything in your will, every minute of every day. Have something one step closer towards that goal that you have, towards that passion, that desire, if you truly have it. If you don't, all these people hear motivational talks. Even a lot of people that hear me talk, and I speak to them afterwards, say, Vinny, you always talk about this. You're only here for a short time. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. I want to do this. I want to do that. And they're so fired up after the talk. They talk the talk. But then tomorrow morning at 5:30, when it's time, it's go time, nobody wants to be that lion. Eric Thomas refers to that. Everyone wants to be that beast, and they're in beast mode, and they're going to do this and do this and do this. But yet, no one takes that first step, takes that action. It takes discipline and preparation, as the chapter says in my book. Discipline and preparation, and focus. Again, so going full circle, think big thoughts, be a big thinker, set that vision up. And tonight, in closing, I'd like to say the boom, as I do at the end of every chapter, is what are you doing to get out of that static nature that you're in, that mediocrity level that you're at, if you're there? What are you doing? You're only here once. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. How long do you have? So what are you waiting for? Last night I talked a little bit more about a spiritual talk on what are you doing? Everyone wants to reap what they sow. But what are you reaping? So if you don't have big reaping, how are you going to have big rewards? How are you going to sow big? So in closing, that's it. I want to thank you for joining me. Hopefully you have a great week, snow or not, just make it happen. And I hope you join me on Sunday for Significant Sunday. But have a great week. And again, VinnyBorelli.com. Check me out. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.